and it only got 3 thumbs up. I honestly wish that more people would watch, this video right here. It seems like a lot of my important videos, the ones that make the most important points, are also the ones that are the least viewed and the least watched, and it's really is kind of a bummer. But anyways, though, I know a lot of people that come to my channel and watch the videos I upload on my channels, including some of my own. They don't believe a word that I say. They don't believe that reptilians walk among us in human form, and I'm here to point out the fact. Like, I'm here to point out some proof. Well, I believe I got video proof. I mean, I know I got video proof. Like, with the black reporter, the black news reporter, and his reptilian tongue falling out of his mouth. That's proof right there. That's video proof that these reptilians are among us. But but there's a psychic frequency fence that is in our way that keeps us from realizing it. So despite them shape-shifting right in front of our eyes, we'll still see it, but we won't see it. It's like, it's hard to explain. It's like, there's a psychic frequency fence there. It's like, we're like hypnotized into not seeing it for what it really is, even though it happens right in front of our faces. For those of you that don't believe that there's actually reptilians that walk among us, and that a lot of these people, they're the ones that are doing these amazing tricks out in public, like Taekwondo is supposed to have a lot of reptilians, within Taekwondo, and and if you watch the video, you will see that a lot of people are doing these flips and running across the wall and like shit that you'd see like in a martial art video. I mean, in a martial art movie, like and you see like people out there, skateboarders, jumping over cars or doing these insane tricks that that could also be very life-threatening. And a lot of the times, and I would be willing to bet that this is the case for all people that do those kind of tricks, that they're reptilians, because the way the system is designed. I mean, the way that humanity is controlled by fear. So it's hard to believe that some person would. And I seen a video not too long ago of some French guy that climbed, I think it was like the Empire State Building or one very, very tall building in New York, and he climbed it to the top without any protection gear or anything to the likes. No protection gear whatsoever. This man just free-handed it to the top of this building. And it was like, it's just like really unbelievable that some person, and we're all victims. I mean, if you're a human being being born on this planet, then you're likely controlled by fear. I mean, this is the reason why we all pay bills. This is the reason why we put our hands up in the air when we're stopped by cops, because if they think we have a gun, they point. Most people are ruled by fear. So besides the reptilians, and a lot of these reptilians come in the form of human beings. So anyways, and I'm sure there's gonna be some people that are watching this video saying that well, just because these people can climb, these skyscrapers and do these insane tricks, I want to say are oftentimes, pretty deadly if you don't get them down right. That doesn't mean that they're reptilians. Well, I want you guys to watch this. I want you guys to watch certain parts of this video I'm about to show you now, and it may change your mind when you know, confronting the possible fact that these people really could be reptilians. All the humans that don't fear, that have conquered fear on this planet, are likely not even human at all. And I'm about to show you guys right now. So,
all of the great athletes are drags. That's why they can do these things. And they're not even showing you their full potential. Not even close.
now watch this. Okay, now watch this kid right here. You see this kid right here in the middle? He's the kid right in front of that door. Now watch him closely. This is a Taekwondo video, Taekwondo Vine. I highly doubt the people that make these videos would go in there and edit in some shit like this just to troll or fuck with people, you know? I mean there's a possibility that they could. I'm not denying that. But it's not likely. So check this out. Look at this kid. Watch him close. Look at that. That's clearly not a human being. Look at how pale his skin is. That's like pasty white. That's like a gray alien. And that's like your typical. That's gray, you know. Look at the hair. And look at the mouth. How open it is and how black. Look at the eyes, and I mean that's clearly not a human being. Let's go through that again. Let's watch it one more time.
Not even close.
Look at that. Okay, and another part of this video I want you guys to see is this part right here, and this again is video proof that that these people that are doing these awesome tricks are usually, if not always, reptilians. Now check out the guy right here in this red shirt flipping over this car. He's about to shapeshift, and you'll see his hand revert into a reptilian claw. And just watch.
He's reverting his left hand to its native form. The talons are very clear on this one, as is the green skin tone. So this proves that he's a drac. That's why he can do this.
Did you guys see it? So you could clearly see a claw right there.
As is the green skin tone. So this proves that.
Look at that. It almost looks a lot like Enoch's claw from the Land of the Lost. Like he has like a three-fingered claw, three-fingered hand.
That he's a drac. That's why he can do this. He begins to morph his hand back to its human imitation form. Now he's reverting his right hand.
Look at that. And these levitation tricks too is another, power that these reptilians they do out in the open. I've seen one of these reptilians on a personally myself with my very own eyes, because I used to hang out with one back when I was a spiritual Satanist. He was a Levian Satanist, and he was involved in all this occult stuff and third eye stuff and all that, and he knew that I knew about it. And his mission, the reason why he was involved in my life, was to keep me from opening my third eye, was to keep me from progressing on my spiritual path that would allow me to empower my psychic senses, which my third eye falls into that category, to where you'd be able to see through people, because through the third eye you'll be able to see through the person, and you'll be able to know who's a reptilian and who's not. And I do not believe that human beings ever do get to that point without being stopped by these assholes. And but anyways, yeah, the guy that I used to hang out with, who was one of these people, he showed me a David Blaine video, and I believe this is David Blaine right here doing this shit. Well, then again, maybe I'm wrong, because it doesn't really look like David Blaine, but I was at his house one night, and he was showing me a David Blaine video, and he looked at me and he said, what if I told you I could levitate? And I was like, dude, I don't know. I probably believe you, because I do sense that there's something special about you, or there's something that sticks out that I can't really point my finger on, something mystical, or something that's occult. And he went into his kitchen, and I remember this like fucking yesterday. I'll never forget it. He placed his he placed his hands down towards the floor, and he took a couple big breaths, and I remember this motherfucker used the chi from his hands. He pushed down, like, he used his hands as a to push down chi energy into the floor, to where it would actually like lift him up a couple inches off the floor. And he did. He all his feet came off the fucking floor, and he floated in the air for about like 3 to 4 seconds, and he was about 3 to 4 inches above the ground. And I've seen how they do those tricks, like, it's a sneaky way. I don't know what they call that levitation trick. It's any average person can do it, but sometimes when people do it, they actually fucking do it. They don't actually. It's not fake by any means. They actually are able to levitate, and those are the reptilians that are able to do that. There's another David Blaine video I saw where he clearly fucking lifted himself off of the ground about fucking 3 to 4 feet into the air, and there was no. You couldn't see any strings attached or nothing. It's just like, you have that. Sometimes you just have that sixth sense, and you could sense it, that this guy is actually fucking levitating, and that the people in front of him, some of the people in front of him even know this, because they too are able to do it, and are actually reptilians.
So his hand can't be fixed to the wall if it's moving. That means he's levitating. He moves down slightly here as he waves, and I'll show this again at the end. The camera pans up a bit, but you can still tell that his hand, his whole body, is moving down slightly versus the wall. They threw in this animation to distract you from that. So his hand can't be fixed to the wall if it's moving. That means he's levitating. This video is from Russia. You're about to see a girl levitating in midair, 9 to 10 feet above the ground. And this time there aren't any props. I believe that this is a real levitation.